Okay, welcome to another video. I literally just shot the other one. Hopefully the audio is better for this one because I just moved my mic, but I have a dedicated mic. I'm recording this, I'm recording that. Okay, so I wanted to do a tier list video for my current internship. I thought it would be interesting to kind of just rank the different aspects of the work just so I can look back in the future, and just see if this internship opportunity was a good one or not. Spoilers, I think it is. All right, first thing first, company. So this is just like a very broad explanation of the company. Like I said in the other video, they focus on the marine accessories, a lot of shit. Like they do a lot of shit, like boat lights, boat pumps, trolling motors, which are just motors that fishermen use, which allows them to make minor adjustments when they're fishing. It's quieter. It has like GPS technology that allows the boat to stay within a certain region just so it doesn't move too far away from where they want to fish. Anything that isn't the big engine behind, because Attwood is actually owned by Brunswick, which is a conglomerate that also owns Mercury Marine, which is the company that makes the big engine behind. Attwood also does like seats, like boat pedestals and seats, and it's just anything. Like just go look at their product catalog, it would blow your mind away. But that's the company itself. And for me, I have no prior experience of like the whole marine industry, because it's not something that you use every day, at least not for me, because to use these marine accessories you gotta have a boat, and I don't have a boat. It's very foreign to me. Like I didn't even know what a trolling motor was until I went into the company for the first day. I know somehow I managed to bullshit my way through an entire interview process, but so in terms of company, I guess what I'm rating here is like the just the general feel. For me, I would have to say it's probably A tier, simply because it's exciting, it's new, it's something that I don't know about. So yeah, moving on. Company culture. It's a little bit hard to gauge some of these aspects simply because we're in the middle of the fucking pandemic, and so a lot of the engineers are not in office. That plays a huge part in shaping the culture. But from what I've gathered is that the culture is good, at least obviously from an intern standpoint. There's no like random politics. I've had that happen before in my previous internship where one of the supervisors, he just threw me under the bus, and I was shocked when it happened. But the culture is pretty good over here. I got a taste of how it feels like to work in the States. 40 hours a week for me. I just need to complete that. I schedule it so that I leave work later in the beginning of the week, and then on Fridays I leave at like 3. There's no random overtime. People just really leave at like 4 or 5 because that's how it should be. Like if you're done with your work and you're good at it, why do you need to go overtime? Maybe that's a little different from a different, field in Malaysia, but I feel in Asia specifically, there's this very strong overtime culture. I mean, obviously from what I've heard, and I have done a lot of overtime as well in my previous internship. The company also promotes the idea of wear your day. So, if you are presenting that day, you obviously wear nice and tidy, but if you're not, you can just wear like a hoodie and jeans. I remember the first day I went with like a suit and nice shirt and everything. Everyone else is just wearing like a t-shirt, and it made sense because for interns especially, I have to machine things, and I can't machine things in a shirt. And so eventually I just started wearing sweaters. I bought like a lot of new like clothes from ASOS thinking I was gonna wear the office attire, but I returned it because I don't need it. So culture, I'll give it an A. There's a lot of regular town hall meetings, either from the CEO or some higher ups, where they just kind of update you on what's going on, and they can be kind of boring because they're like half an hour or an hour just talking about all the different achievements, but I appreciate that. Location. I live 35 minutes away from the office, and it's not fun. There are a lot of hands-on work that we have to do, and so we either have to go into machine stuff or do something physically, and so it's hard for us to work from home. And so having to drive 35 minutes there and back every single day, it's not that great. That's time consuming. I guess in a way, expensive, because you just have to, it consumes so much gas. So I think location, it's like a D. you know what I'm saying? But also, the location is pretty nice. You know, it has a very nice big office because the office, it's in the building. They also have like assembly, production, and also a distribution center all in one. It actually has like the river flowing right by it, which is very convenient, obviously, because you know, if you want to test out boats and you want to test out engines, you can just do it right there. Also, super quick note, there's a cemetery right outside my office space. Yeah, I thought you guys should know. Coworkers. This is a tough one. People there are, you know, they're genuinely nice, obviously. I'm pretty sure I'm the only Asian in the office. And Asian, I mean like Chinese. I've never got like random racist remarks, you know, like they've never gone like, yeah, change. They're willing to take their time out just to teach a lot of the interns. They never look at you funny, they're like, oh, are you stupid? But one thing I realized is that I can't quite click with them because the things that they talk about are not the things that I'm interested in, and it's not something that I can fake it. So hear me out. These people are not the people that I can go up to him and say, hey, have you seen that TikTok about XXX? I don't think they consume TikToks. I mean, these people obviously are like way older than me. They're like 30s, 40s. But even then, the things they talk about are like cars, specifically pickup trucks. They talk about other random machines, and they talk about boats and their horse engines. They're like, hey, yeah, I got this 12 horse boat, 12 by 6 feet, and I'm like, what I can't wrap my head around that, you know. And then they talk about like actual human things like going skiing, snowboarding, which are things that I just don't do. And like I said, you can't fake these things, right? It's not like, you know, they're talking about the NBA. I don't watch the NBA, but you know, if needed, I can go catch up and read about it, and you can have conversation about LeBron James, you know what I'm saying? But if you don't own a boat, you just can't talk about these things. You know, every time they ask me, oh, so you had a good weekend or any fun plans for the weekend? You know, I'm just like, not much, except for, you know, snacking a lot and watching TV for an entire day, being a piece of shit. And then their response every time I ask them would be, oh yeah, I'm building this nice deck in my backyard for my wife, or I'm going deer hunting this week, or I did this amazing thing. And I'm just like, fuck me. I'll give it a C. You know, nice people, just hard to connect with. All right, tasks. So these are just the things that I've been assigned to throughout the entire semester. While I was there, there's another intern. His name is Mitch. He has been interning there for 2 other semesters, and his dad owns a machine shop. So he knows a lot. Like, he knows how to machine things. He knows everything from the ground up. And so a lot of the tasks that they assign, you know, the harder ones go to him first, obviously, and then I just kind of get like the scraps, you know, I get the less intense one, which I appreciate, but at the same time, you know, sometimes you're just gonna throw me in the water and, you know, let me figure out how to swim. But overall, the tasks, you know, there are challenging ones and there are the pretty mundane ones, right? Like the challenging ones, you know, you gotta figure out what to do, how to design this, how to improve this thing, you know, without revealing too much about the products that we're working on. The engineers, you know, come to me and say, hey, there's this thing that's falling off. Can you design this thing to make this better? And so I'll design it. We'll go back and forth. We'll try to improve it. And then there are other things where like, hey, we need to test out this thing. Can you design something and then machine it and then hand it back to us? And that's what will happen. You know, I'll do some CAD modeling and then I'll hop onto the lathe or the mill and I'll machine things. And there's a lot of like reverse engineering, you know, seeing what the competitors did, breaking down your own stuff just to see how it works inside and try to improve it. But at the same time, I also wish they would like kind of just throw us a big project for us to work together. I think that would have been fun. It's been done before, but I think in this semester it's definitely very unique because, again, pandemic. I think the tasks, it's going to be a solid B. Pay, this is going to be a pretty short one. I think it's going to be A. So yeah, it's pretty standard, you know, $20. It's the standard engineering pay. Obviously, it could be more depending on which sector you're in, but we're not in Silicon Valley. We're not getting paid bonkers money. All right, development. This kind of ties into task a little bit. It's just more about like how it has affected my personal development. Short answer, a lot. Like I said, this is my first product development engineering experience. It's really nice to see the entire process, how it goes into like making a product. You know, you're working with different engineers, mechanical, electrical, quality, manufacturing, sales. You know, you come together in these meetings and you talk about some of the targets that you want to hit. There's different levels in the product development stage. You've got your concept validation, design validation, product validation. You know, it's really nice to see the process because you just don't really get to learn about these things if you're not in with the team. You know, I've asked my supervisor, hey, can I be included in this meeting? I just wanted to see how it feels like to work on the project, and sure enough, she was nice enough to include me in it. So you can kind of see, you know, you have your project manager, you know, having out a different task. So it's definitely very reminiscent of like group projects in like college. You know, as much as I hate it, this is just that, except, you know, instead of your grades being on the line, it's your livelihood. So it's definitely just that on steroids, and it's nice to see how everything is structured because you just take it for granted. You're just like, oh, we're just making like a light today, but the things that go into making a light, the things that go into making this machine that does X, pretty intense stuff. So development wise, S tier. Last but not least, do I want to get out of bed for this job? Yes, obviously this is just a random aspect. I just want to use this as an excuse to kind of wrap things up. This job has taught me so many things, and it has really changed the way I look at engineering in some ways, because the school can only teach you so much. Obviously, you know, they can teach you how the fluid particles flow in like turbulence or laminar or this coefficient that you got to use, but over here it doesn't matter. Like, obviously you need to know some of those things, but you know, if you're not working for NASA, chances are those things don't really matter sometimes. It's all about knowing what to do at the right time, at the right place. And I think the most important thing that I've learned in this internship is to be resourceful. You know, you're not gonna always have the tools that you want. You're not always gonna have the people there to help you. And in the beginning, I'm just like, oh, I feel like I need to be spoon-fed. I need to ask this person to do this. Eventually, I've learned that these people are not going to be there for your job in the future, and you're just going to figure shit out on your own. You got to be willing to do something, fuck it up, and then once you fuck up, you know, obviously apologize, and then learn from that, and then be better. Yeah, and I've come to learn that, you know, this internship is the only chance that you can really, really fuck up and get away with it, because once you're in like a full-time job, when you're getting paid like salary, people, they need you to know your shit. At that time when you fuck up, you know, consequences are greater. But over here as an intern, you can just kind of play around, you know what I'm saying? So do I want to get out of bed for this job? A tier. Not enough. Not S for sure. Like waking up at 6:30 is pretty rough, you know. It's definitely been a very great 4 months. Honestly, a blink of an eye, it just went by so fast, you know. Like, I'll start off Monday, I'm like, fuck, I have the whole week, but then just boom, it's Friday already, and it's a weekend, and then it's Monday again. And so yeah, that is a tier list for my internship at Attwood Corp for the fall 2020 semester. My supervisor actually offered me to stay for, you know, additional semester. But I figured that I wanted to focus on finishing up my degree, especially with a time like this. You know, you never know. Maybe I'm gonna get kicked out of the States again and I can't finish my degree. So I just want to finish that up. And obviously there are thoughts about like, you know, if I don't accept this position, I decrease the chance of me getting a job in the state. But to be honest, man, I just want to get the degree and just work and just do something. You know, I don't want to be stuck in school. Yeah, overall, I would rate this internship a solid A. So I was gonna do an A sign. It's kind of awkward. It's been fun. I think the only thing that I would want to see differently would be like the coworkers. You know, I want to connect with these people. They're generally nice people, and also just having more coworkers around. A lot of the relationships, I wasn't able to build them up simply because I can't even see them physically. Other than that, I really can't complain. You know, sometimes I just think about it. I'm like, this internship could have been so much better if, you know, everything was normal. But the alternative to that is that I could have just not gotten this opportunity at all, and I'm very grateful for this. I don't know if my coworkers are going to see these videos or not, but if you are, shout out to you, engineering team, and also shout out to my supervisor, Haley. super nice person, and also Mitch for being an awesome intern slash friend for teaching me a lot about how to machine. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching this video. If you made it this far, I will see you in the next tier list video. I don't know what's gonna be. Maybe, rating the courses for my next semester. Alright. See you guys. Peace.
Oh yeah, you can find them at the market.